Welcome back to all.
Peer review the podcast. Peer review the podcast.
I'm liking your hair like this.
Thanks so much. I feel
What
like
did you do to make it so straight? It's just like that? Put Judge Judy right there.
I combed it. That's all.
Oh, okay.
That's literally all I did. I was thinking, I was like, what's happening to me right now?
Are you illustrating how you're thinking? And why is it like this?
I have that tendency to hold my breath
Oh yeah, you do.
when I'm thinking, which is really bad. And then I sound out of breath, which is already a problem because I can't give people things to make fun of me for. But then I'm like, anyways, welcome back to all. We have not recorded on this couch in some time.
Yeah, so we're back. We were traveling.
And I'm traveling once more.
Again, yeah.
And I hate traveling.
Yeah, I don't know why.
I don't like planes.
Okay.
I also don't like being away from home. And
But yeah, that's fair. You've been traveling for long periods of time, each travel that you do.
I think since, when did I go to California? March, right?
Yeah.
Since March, I haven't been home for more than a week and a half, 2 weeks.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. I'm tired. I want to be done traveling.
Yeah.
I really hate it. You don't mind it?
No, I love it.
Even when we were in middle school, and I would be like, oh my God, the smell of airplane food on the way to India makes me want to puke. And you're like, I love it. That's a horrible take.
I don't know why I loved it back then so much. I think I just liked going away on vacation because we weren't in school then.
Oh.
But now it's get to actually unplug. Even if there's Wi-Fi available on a flight, I won't. Out airplane mode. See ya.
That's nice. I can't do that. When I was going to California, I didn't sleep the night before, and I'm already an anxious person, but I think once there's no sleep also, the anxiety goes whoop. And so and there was no Wi-Fi on the plane, and I paid $8 for Wi-Fi to remain connected in case there was an emergency.
What do you mean?
I don't know.
So if there was emergency for you, you could let people know?
No. I mean, whatever. If there's an emergency on the plane, I can't do it. Sayonara, you know?
Okay.
But,
so if there's an emergency for someone else,
Yeah.
what can you do from a plane?
Nothing. At least I would
Okay.
know. I think that's the thing, right? But knowledge is power for me.
Yeah, but isn't knowing but not being able to do anything, isn't ignorance bliss in that case?
I never feel better not knowing things.
Yeah, okay, true.
Yeah. I would rather just know.
Yeah. Remember when?
I don't know what you're going to say. I'm a little afraid.
No, it's not, it's good for you.
Oh.
I remember when my ex was like, don't tell Preeti this because
Oh.
now she's crying.
Yeah. Why do your exes feel like they can tell me things about how to act? Why?
Men, I don't know.
They're so stupid.
So stupid.
Don't tell... I'm sorry. I'm getting mad about it.
No.
Once more. Because
Additionally,
Continue. That's the thing. You're always cutting me off. I don't say anything. And I'm just sitting here watching you talk because I'm like, surely she has something more important to say.
no.
What were you going to say?
Additionally, why do men keep going on dates with women if they're gay? Why?
We have some
Waste of time.
We have some stories to tell. Primarily, the first story, though, is that something was going on. Preeti and I have been best friends for
15 years.
15 years. Yeah, sorry. I was like, how long? And that's not relevant. But because I hate this guy now. So it's like, it's funny to me. But he was like, he texts me. I told Preeti something. It was kind of upsetting. Not that I did, but that we heard somebody else say. And her boyfriend at the time texts me and is like, tries to censor me.
Yeah, you shouldn't have told Preeti that.
First of all, you've been here for 3 minutes.
Second of all, I want to know.
Why would I withhold? Who am I to decide what information about her she should and shouldn't hear?
Yeah, it was information that made me upset.
Yeah.
But I want to know anyway.
Yeah.
It
was
made
so
no
stupid.
sense. It was from a good place. Like, he wanted me to not be upset. But I would rather know and be upset than, like,
That's like
the
a
whole
strange way to
ignorance.
be protected, I feel.
Yeah. Like, you never want your friends to look stupid because they don't know something.
Yeah. And it's not even, I didn't even think it would, like, I knew it would upset you.
Yeah, that's more general. Yeah.
I knew it would bother you,
Yeah.
but I felt like I had heard it. And so I told you.
Yeah. Yeah.
What's the confusion?
What is the confusion?
Why am I being censored by a man? Why is a man trying to censor me? When have I ever listened to a man?
Yeah.
Please spare me.
The whole
My
thing was
God.
stupid.
I don't like any of your exes. I don't like any of my friends' exes.
Yeah.
I have hate clubs.
If I liked them, they wouldn't be my ex.
Okay.
Yeah. I stand by it. I had to think about it.
Okay. So do you actually feel that way, that like at the end of that relationship, you like obviously still loved him, but you didn't really like him anymore?
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah. Great.
Yeah. I guess the most recent ex. I never didn't like him.
While you were together.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The other one. Yeah,
The other
whole
one,
time.
we hated him the whole time.
Yeah.
Horrible
Horrible,
man.
yeah.
Wishing you diarrhea. Also maybe hemorrhoids.
You know what? We do. I like that you do that. I like that you wish minor inconveniences upon people who bother you. Because it's so dramatic when people are like, I wish you.
Die.
Yeah.
I
What
would
is
never
that?
wish.
I'm like,
But
that's a really.
I said that with Rohan too. I think wishing death upon someone is a cop out.
Yeah, that's true.
Because then, hold up, crazy bad karma for me.
Yeah.
Wishing someone death. Second of all, they just get to move on. Right? Like they go to the next Jennam and they're like, oh yeah, this time I'm a cockroach because I was a bitch in my last life.
Yeah.
Or like whatever. They've whatever. Who cares?
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to carry that. But if I can be like, I hope you have a big splinter in your toe and it really hurts today.
Yeah.
What do you do when you don't like someone? What do you wish them?
I don't think I wish them anything. I think the biggest fuck you is I don't even care to think about you. Oh, them? I could not care less, actually.
Yeah. I feel like that's true. But that's the thing that I like about these minor inconveniences is that I don't care,
Yeah.
but I care enough. like I don't care. I'm not like going out and like seeking information about them because
That would be weird.
yeah. And also like, I don't care. But when you come up, know that I don't like you.
I'm wishing you slight ill will.
Yeah. Is that bad? My parents would not be proud of this behavior of mine.
I feel like, I mean, to me, it's still energy. So I don't do it. Even if it's minor.
Yeah. It replenishes me.
I feel invigorated.
I feel invigorated by it. I feel like, wow.
I wish you hair loss.
That's a good one. I haven't done that.
Really?
Yeah.
It's okay. It's going to be done.
Oh, dear.
Just on its own. I don't know. I feel bad for men who have receding hairlines, except if they're already suck.
Yeah. But also, like, we got to own it.
Yeah.
Some men look great bald.
That's true.
Live your truth.
Yeah.
I also think, like, you know, there's this person on TikTok and she, like, does I don't know if they're wigs because they get like kind of glued on, like toupees for men. And she does these installations for them and they look great. And obviously like it really helps their confidence and they really pull it off. And I'm like, this is awesome. And then people in the comments are like, this is fake. I'm like, guys, like this is a strange.
Wait, it's fake hair?
Yeah, like you should own your look. And it's like, there's so many things.
Ever heard of makeup?
No, like, exactly. There's so many things that we do that are temporary that help us with our confidence that like, why not wish that upon good men? Allow that.
Yeah.
You don't have to go get a transplant.
It's their version of makeup. It's temporary.
Yeah. And it makes a big difference in how someone looks, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah. I grew out my hair. I was thinking about actually my hair.
Interesting. Have you ever cut off your hair? Because you know how they say hair like holds memories. Have you ever cut it because you don't want to hold certain memories? Or you just cut it just for aesthetics?
I don't think I've ever cut it to get rid of memory.
I don't think I have either. But I always feel lighter when I get a haircut.
Yeah.
But
You got one recently.
yeah.
Looks great.
Thanks.
You're welcome.
But I feel like this isn't like dramatic enough to feel
Lighter.
Yeah.
Yeah. Mom was braiding my hair the other day and she's like, Ruthie, you used to have twice as much hair. I'm like, yeah, when I was 8.
No, me too though. I used to have so much more hair. I feel like it's really thinned after COVID. After I got COVID.
And then you gave it to me.
Yeah.
How many times
No,
did you?
that wasn't the time I gave it to you.
I know. That was
bad
the time in Cleveland when you were
Yeah.
hallucinating.
Yeah, that was really bad, guys. The weirdest dreams.
That was really, I was actually worried about you.
Oh, I wasn't.
I wasn't like, yeah. I wasn't like, oh my God, will she be okay? I was like, damn, she has, like, no one's there to take care of her.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Shout out my aunt.
Oh, yeah.
She ordered takeout because she lived in the area where I was going to school.
Yeah, you can say it, Cleveland, which, by the way, sucks.
Oh my God.
Cleveland
The one thing they have
sucks.
is that,
Taqueria.
yeah, Cilantro Taqueria and the one grocery store that used to be
Dave's.
a bank.
Oh.
No, yeah. Dave's is awesome. But it's just a grocery store. Like, what are we talking about? When you go to a city, you're like, oh yeah, that grocery store. Like, it really has nothing else to offer. That's what we remember.
Yeah.
But yeah, there was an old bank that they turned into a grocery store, and on the second floor has wine on tap. That place is cute.
You didn't even take me.
I didn't know that existed. It's like hidden.
I was there for 2 weeks and you did take me.
Yeah, I think Sanjana came the next week, and she knew about it because her professor used to, I don't know, somehow she knew about it. And we went, and I was like, oh. And then I never went back.
Yeah, I feel like you're not really a big drinker. And on top of that, you're not really a big drinker of wine.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so at some point, my last ex, oh God, this is so embarrassing. Because my last ex was 5 years ago, and there's been no one ever since. But like, what are some, I guess, other things that now at 27 that you thought would be different?
Like that I would have already like done or accomplished.
Yeah, not
Or
even
just, like-
accomplished, but like what you envisioned maybe like 10 years ago for your 27-year-old self.
Well,
How
did
is
you
it different?
envision you at 27 with that guy?
Not with that guy, but I think with
A guy.
Yeah.
Yeah, speaking of, we're brown. And God. And listen, I don't want anyone that's watching to get this misconstrued, okay? Arranged marriages are not like, at least in our lives, are not threats, right? Like it's not like get
married now!
Yeah, it's not like that, but there is like a network that our parents and like aunts and uncles are privy to that we do not have, that allow them to connect us with people that could possibly be a match, right?
Yeah.
So that's not to say that like we're like, oh yeah, so pro arranged marriage, we want to get arranged married right now.
No.
Yeah, and like none of the lives that we live and the people that are in our lives will not allow something like marriage to infringe upon our rights and our goals and our careers and stuff. But
Yeah. Big butt.
Preeti went on some dates.
Okay. So I was cornered into going on a date.
She was
And I was like,
emotionally
you know what?
blackmailed, and it was
Yeah.
actually stellar.
It was great blackmail.
It was really good blackmail.
So I was basically cornered into going on this date, but I was like, as we were just talking about, okay, arranged marriages, at least arranged dating, like being set up by family members, is not inherently bad. I think I was definitely against it at first because it seems so clinical. And I know that it's happening because it is just the way it happened back in India for our parents' generation and generations before them.
Yeah, in your situation.
Yeah.
Totally.
So I think there's always been a mental block, but I was like, you know what? Let's be open-minded. So I went on this date and we got boba.
For context, this guy's name is the same as my little brother, is the same as her first ex-boyfriend. Just for context.
And
it's
I feel
all the
like we
same.
just know 6 Rohans. The name already, I was like, oh no.
I was actually more concerned about the name than you were, I think.
Yeah. But it was like how I felt about the whole thing was, and so when I saw the name, I was like,
This is an additional
yeah,
to an already situation.
exactly.
Yeah.
But I was like, stay open-minded, Preeti. Who knows? But I go on this date, and this is so far from like where I'm gonna be for whatever job I start. So yeah, a lot of things already didn't make sense. Then we go on the date, and he's a pleasant, nice guy. Like, we had a pleasant time. The whole time, he's got very zesty mannerisms. I don't know how else to put it.
It would not be surprising if this guy was gay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
It wouldn't be surprising.
And maybe he's bi. Like, I was like, whatever.
Which is totally fine. There's nothing
Yeah,
wrong
I was
with
like,
that.
whatever. That's cool. But it was just... It didn't match the vibe I got from my family members who knew his family members. So it just really threw me off. That's, I think, one of the things that happen with these like arranged dates, because how a parent knows someone
kid,
is so different from how they're perceived like in society as not a son, not a brother, not a whatever.
Yeah.
Just like a guy.
Yeah. Can you show us how he greeted you?
Hey. If you're watching this, you're nice. I wish we could have met under other circumstances because I think we would have been friends.
Oh, no. And listen, wait, also, happy Pride Month.
Happy Pride Month!
All right, let's not get anything misunderstood or misconstrued.
Oh, yeah.
We're pro-gay in all ways.
But do I want the man I'm dating to be gay?
No.
No.
And if he's bi, great.
Yeah.
But he wasn't giving, he was like, I feel like in the way that you told the story, he wasn't really giving that he's into women.
No. Other than the fact that he was there for the date, I couldn't tell.
Yeah, he didn't really, I don't understand how anyone could not be into you, but he didn't really seem into you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. But he did ask, like, I guess this is the first time I've been, like, on an arranged date sort of situation. So he was very much like, so what does marriage look like to you? I was like, huh? On the first date? Huh? I thought we were talking about how I like my tea and stuff like that. But
What does, Preeti, we're on a date.
Yeah.
What does marriage look like to you? What does that even mean?
I don't really know what he was looking for. So again, I should never be the first one. I should never be the first one to talk. Like, I would like to hear what you're saying, and then I can form something similar. Otherwise, I'm going to, anyway.
Wait, hang on. But what's a time in your life where you wish that someone else had gone first? I can think of one.
I could think of 6th grade.
Oh, was it 6th grade?
It was 6th grade.
Preeti,
We were in the middle school cafeteria.
That's so bad.
I know it's bad.
Elementary school.
Oh, but it was like the first week of 6th grade.
Oh, okay. So yeah, you were
I
small.
was like, 10, 11, something. And we went. It was an after school program. So it was the first time, and we were all introducing ourselves to each other. And so we sit in a circle, and she's like, all right, everyone go around, and we're going to say our name and your favorite feeling in the day. Like, what's your most favorite feeling in the day? What do you look forward to the most? let's start with you. She points to me. I'm like, all right, great. We got this in the bag. So I'm like, hi, everyone. My name is Preeti, and my favorite feeling in the world is putting on lotion. And in my defense, I have completely misunderstood the situation. I'm like, physical feeling. Like, what's the feeling? And my skin is really dry. So when I get out of the shower, first thing I do is put on lotion.
Do you actually have dry skin?
Yeah. I had eczema.
Eczema? Okay.
It feels very relieving to put on lotion on the dry parts of my skin.
She looks
So I was
hang
like-
on. Even at the age of 26 and a half, she looks forward to it.
I do.
And only very recently has she allowed me to see her put. Okay, hang on. Wait, okay, hang on.
Yeah, wait. So I come out of the shower. I put on my pajamas, like a t-shirt and shorts.
Yeah, and then she puts on lotion.
Yeah. Yeah.
I wouldn't. Okay, and so yeah, so only very recently did she allow me to watch her do it, and
She wasn't watching me do it. She was like, I came into her room.
You gatekeep that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I did get, it's my time.
She has a lot of things like that. Like when we're on FaceTime and she pees, she mutes herself peeing.
I feel like that's so normal. You're in the wrong.
That's not true. We were on FaceTime the other day and she did not mute herself.
But I feel like it's quite normal to mute yourself while you're peeing on the phone or on FaceTime.
But no one does it. I mean, I don't really talk to that many people, but no one does it as like rigidly as you do. Like she won't speak in the 30 seconds that she's peeing.
Yeah.
I feel like probably normal people will just be like, I have to pee
Yeah, they won't even take the phone into
to the bathroom.
Yeah. We're both abnormal.
Lotion putting on time.
And then everyone else goes around and says their favorite thing. And they're like so sweet. It's like, oh, when my parents get home from work. When my baby sister gets home from school and we get to play together. And I'm like, huh? I said lotion. Lotion. And I'm so sure that someone else in this like batch of kids probably remembers that too. And it's just like,
Remember that lotion
remember
girl?
when that freak said her favorite time of day is lotion? Her favorite feeling in the world? 16 years later, I stand by it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm proud of you and I'm happy for you.
Thanks.
I really struggle with like routine. Like I really benefit from it. I really benefit from having a routine. Like other people, it's like, oh, like whatever. I super benefit from having super djembe. Like rigid. Like I wake up at the same time every morning and then I eat one of like 5 things for breakfast so I don't have to think about it. And then like right? Like I really benefit from that. But creating that system and then upholding the system is really hard for me. It takes a lot of energy for me to build the habit. And so like if I, for example, moisturizing is a habit and I can't build it. I could like I would really benefit from like showering in the morning and then moisturizing in the morning. But sometimes I shower at like 2 a.m. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I feel like that can maybe all be tracked down to like when you sleep. Because I feel like if you wake up early, you tend to do all those things, right?
Yeah. But then it's like I don't sleep. I like struggle to sleep these
I
days.
think that's what it is. Or it's what's making it a lot harder
Yeah.
to maintain.
Like I told you I slept at 2:30 last night.
Yeah.
Slept at 3:30 last night.
Oh.
Because I looked through my phone and I got all 55 of you. Hey. Hey guys. This is so exciting.
Yeah.
We have 55 subscribers. This is so exciting.
This is actually very cool because we didn't go and tell our like family to like subscribe. So like this is, you guys want to be here.
Yeah, which is just so thank you.
Yeah.
We really, and if you've come this far and you're watching and you haven't hit the subscribe button, hit it.
You know what to do.
You know what to do. But I got the notification on my phone at like 2:45 a.m. and I took a screenshot and I watched another episode of Abbott Elementary before I slept.
Oh. But don't your eyes hurt if you sleep, watch right before you sleep?
Yep.
Oh.
But it's like sometimes the blankness, allowing my mind full reign.
Alone with your thoughts.
Yeah, not a good
Not a
look.
good option.
Not a good look for me sometimes. It's just so much energy. Like, it's so much easier to just distract myself. These are things that I'm learning to overcome. These are habits of mine that, like, it's not even like I can label them as good or bad because I feel like that's not really fair.
Oh yeah, I don't think that's very helpful either.
Yeah, it's just a habit that I am working on undoing and outgrowing. I feel like I'm ready at my age of 27 to allow it to move on.
That's nice.
Yeah. So, what are some things that you thought you would have at this age of 26.5?
I think definitely career-wise, I always thought I would have something lined up because for the longest time, I mean, it's always like that when you're in college. But after doing the job that I had right out of college for like 2 plus years, for the first time in my life, I was like, I don't like it. I don't have a plan for what's next, but we're done here. So,
Which was amazing.
I think that's actually one of
proud of you.
the habits that I guess am working on not doing anymore.
Yeah.
Like staying in something that doesn't serve you anymore, just because I don't know, society deems.
You feel like you have to.
Yeah.
Exactly.
And like obviously having a job is a financially responsible thing to do. But after like living at home for a year and then living in a city for a year while having that same job, I was like, I feel like financially I can do this now. And if I'm going to switch my career, like it might as well be earlier rather than later. But yeah, I think that's definitely one of those things where I would not have seen coming at like 22, 21.
I mean, like, okay, 10 years ago, 17, we are like about to enter college.
Yeah.
Fucking crazy.
Yeah.
What the frink? Yeah, 17, you thought you were pre-med. Actually,
Yeah.
you were chemical engineering.
Chemical engineering pre-med, which is so...
Why were you doing that?
I don't know. Again, I was like... No, I don't think I was sure that I wanted to go to med school.
Yeah.
There was always a doubt. And then I was like, oh, if that doesn't work out... Engineering, raw! Like, I don't know.
Yeah.
It wasn't even put on by my family. I think I did that myself.
All of my problems are self-imposed. So, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, 17, about to go to college. I think my timeline is, I think at like 16, I like, you know how like you have like these flashbulb memories where it's like,
Yeah.
you remember like exactly what you were doing and where you were and like the thoughts that you were having. I was in the shower in my old house and I'm 16 and I'm thinking like we had just talked about something and she was like, well, I got married at 23 and a half, moved across the world and had you at 25. I think I'm washing my hair. So I like remember the smell of the Head and Shoulders. Hey, by the way, Head and Shoulders.
Where are you at?
Where are you at? You hit us up about a sponsorship. I'm waiting. Look at my hair. Luscious and gorgeous.
So true.
Thanks. Actually, thanks to Head and Shoulders, because one time when I dyed my hair purple in college, she was like, wow, your hair is so thick and so great. Do you use Head and Shoulders? I was like, yeah, I do. She's like, yeah. People that use Head and Shoulders, they have wonderful hair.
Wow. You heard it from a professional.
Yeah.
And also Reethi.
And also me. So Head and Shoulders.
We're interested. Are you?
Are you? We hit 55 subscribers. I feel like let's hit them with some analytics or something and be like, give us a sponsorship.
So true.
I hope so. But I remember thinking like, okay, mom got married at that time, so I should get married around 24.
Whoa.
24. And I'm 16, right? So that's 8 years away. So it feels like totally doable. Then I'm like, all right. And I'm going to go to school for music. And then I'm going to get my JDMD.
What?
Do you remember this? That was like I think a year. I was like, yeah, I'm going to go get a law degree and a PhD, an MD in psychology so that I could become a
music therapist.
A music therapist. I mean, that's its own program, you know?
Yeah.
Like I was like, okay, I'll get my bachelor's and then I'll get my master's in music therapy and then I'll go get a JDMD.
Why?
Why? Like who? It's not even like, oh, okay. There are people that are built for lives like that. Like people that are in MD PhD programs.
Yeah.
They should be in MD PhD. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like they're built for that. Not me. Even though I love school, like being in whatever, right?
For that long, yeah.
Impossible. So I was like, okay. So then and I also, on top of all of this, was like, but I want to be a musician. So I was like, not only am I going to go get like my bachelor's degree, and I'm going to graduate early, by the way, at 21. And then I'm going to...
Why are you putting all these extra steps?
I'm telling you, every problem is my own. I have the world's most supportive parents, I think. Like the world's most supportive family ever. And I'm like, I don't deserve anything. So like, whatever. It's my problem. So I'm like, I'm going to graduate early at 21, and then I'm going to go get my master's. I'm also going to meet the man that I'm going to marry during college. And then we're going to get engaged right after I graduate. Okay. And then when I'm getting my master's degree, I'm also making music, and that also takes off. And then I'm living in New York City. And then while I'm living in New York City, I get married and I have a baby at 26.
Is this during the JDMD?
Yeah. But then that changed a little bit, and I was like, I don't know if I want to get a law degree, but I still want a PhD. So I'll have a baby at 26 and I'll finish my PhD at 28.
You know what? I like that you were dreaming big.
Yeah, but the thing is, like, none of that was like really what I wanted.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah. It was almost dreaming just to dream.
Yeah, which is like nice.
Yeah.
But even then, like, it was so restricting because obviously, like, as I aged, like I hit 20, I graduated at 22, which was already a little behind, and in that timeline.
Oh, okay.
And my life didn't look how it was supposed to look. I was not dating the man I was going to marry, And then like so many other things happened, and then I hit 24, no marriage, right? And then I hit 25, and like my career is not even close, not even close to any of the dreams that I had, right? Like I'm so far removed from it. And then I have all of that baggage. And then I hit 25 and then 26. The first time I've felt free of those shackles is when I turned 27. Wow. Because I didn't, at the age of 16, create a restricting plan for 27. Like do you remember like when I turned 24, you were here?
Yeah. You were really like
panic.
Yeah. It was straight anxiety.
Anxiety. This is a safe space, I know. I don't really like that song.
Yeah.
I love Doechii. Anxiety.
She's so talented. But yeah, I think it was just shoved down our throats.
Yeah. Wasn't really a fan.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, like I feel like now, 27, I'm free. There are no rules.
What changed?
I think I stopped giving a fuck.
Nice.
Which has been really freeing. And then I also realized that like it doesn't really matter like how old I am.
Yeah.
Like that number doesn't matter. There are so many like musicians and just like people that I look up to that have pivoted their lives so many times and then still are successful in whatever that looks like. But like I don't have to have it all figured out at 27.
Yeah.
In the way that I thought I would have it all figured out at like 22, Yeah. With rules that I made when I was 16.
Yeah.
I'm my biggest op.
I think that's actually facts. You're your biggest op.
I literally am.
Yeah. I like that too. I feel like there's been like so many people I've met that are maybe in their 30s, 40s, 50s, and I've met them at like random like networking events, or they're just people that my parents know. But they've all changed their careers, like not so much, but I guess there's been like one or two pivots in their life when they're like, oh, I don't really like this anymore, or just like an opportunity presents itself and they're like, I'm just going to take the risk and do this cool thing and see if I like it, and they end up really loving it. So yeah, I think somewhere along the line too, I was like, oh, I don't have to think about that. I don't think my plan was as structured as like, oh, at this age I'll be married and at this age I'll have something.
Yeah.
But I always felt like changing my mind was some sort of failure.
Yeah.
But now it doesn't feel like that anymore. Now it's
Yeah.
like, as my goals change, I should change those actions
Yeah.
to be more aligned with who I am now.
Yeah.
But I definitely was, at 17, I was like, oh, I'm going to go to med school. And I think I was going to graduate by 21 just because of our age difference.
Yeah.
Whatever. So I was like, okay, so then I'll be out of med school by like 26 because I want to take a gap year. And then I'll do residency and be done with that by 29. And so I was like, I think I really boxed myself in there because I never tried to look out for what other careers are out there if I wasn't a doctor. So then when I didn't want to go to med school anymore and I didn't want to be a doctor, I was like, oh shit, I have to do all this research now.
Yeah.
Because I never thought that I could be something else before. But I mean, hey, now it's all good.
Now it's all good. And
Figuring it out.
You would have been a great doctor. I think it's not like, I think you are spectacular at whatever you set your mind to. Like, I think like even with like editing and stuff and like now thinking about this kind of creative endeavor, you're really good at it.
Thanks.
And I think it's like if you wanted to be a doctor now, even today, you would have been great. You would be great.
That's nice.
Yeah. I think and that's the truth. Because it's not like,
But I think we're both like that. We're never going to half-ass something.
I like that you think that about me. I don't know.
I do think that about you.
I don't know that that's
For anyone
true.
who doesn't know, I think she's the biggest perfectionist I know.
Yeah, but that's like, it's like a cop out, my perfectionism. It's like it's a true
Well, I think
fear.
okay. Well, it's like what do they say about swords?
Double-edged.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it's a really good thing.
Yeah. I think it's good when it's like
in doses.
yeah, or like when it's controlled.
Yeah.
When it's like just it runs rampant in the way that it like stops me from doing things, I think.
Yeah.
More than like it helps me.
Because you're like, it's not perfect.
Yeah, which is like like so frustrating.
Yeah.
Anyways, no, it's not that. I think it's like if that's why I feel like so like even now with the stuff that you're looking for and the opportunities that are coming your way, I'm so excited about them because it's like you're going to do great. And even if like and this feels I think as we age like we get to know ourselves better and like however well that you know yourself and that now I know you or I know this version of you, whatever it is that you're looking for feels the most aligned and feels like it would be the most fulfilling. But if like in 3 years that changes again, whatever that changes to, you'll be great at that too.
Thanks.
Yeah.
You know what? I think that's so much more fun. It's fun for the plot. Good for the plot,
It's good
but
for
also
the
fun.
plot. Whatever. Yeah, it's good for the plot.
Yeah. It's good for the plot. And I think there's been like little side quests that we've both gained skills from along the way. We didn't realize we were doing it when we did it.
Yeah.
But like, for example, Reethi, you took a part-time job editing podcasts.
Yeah.
And at some point you weren't even paid you were just doing it.
Yeah, I was doing it for a friend.
Yeah.
And I was learning a lot and having a lot of fun doing it. And then now I'm getting paid to do it.
Yeah. And now we're doing this and like the audio's fantastic.
Thanks so much.
It sounds like we're right in the room.
Thank you so much. I actually have gotten that feedback many times.
That's so good.
Yeah.
But yeah, but I feel like that that skill wouldn't have been refined already if you had just said no to your friend.
Well, I actually asked her. I was like,
Well, that's actually even cooler.
I was like, please. But it's like, that's what Rohan is always saying. Right? Like, you have to iterate. You have to do it and learn how to, and accept it where it is and let it go so that you can get better.
Yeah.
But like, my issue with perfectionism is that I don't allow visible iteration. Like, whatever iterations I'm creating or doing or like whatever actions I'm taking are private. And so I'm not getting any feedback other than mine and like yours. And that's not to like disvalue or devalue either of those opinions or like
But we're not like
perspectives. Well, yeah, but it's also like, it's not like, I don't have to accept, like what Rohan was saying is like, when you let it go, as like his songs and stuff, when you let them go and you accept them as they are and you just allow them to live, you are free to move on. But like when I send you something that I'm working on, or I like sit and I obsess, and then I like kind of like just spiral a little bit and I go in circles instead of just pushing it out, I'm not really learning because I'm not free of it.
I see.
I'm always thinking like, oh, this could be better, this could be better, this could be better. And like, even like now with podcasts and stuff, as we iterate, I'm not like, I'm so free here because it's like, oh, our first episode, we learned so many things just by putting it out. You know what I mean? Like if we had just done it and like videotaped it and edited it and like kept it between us and like our family and our friends, we wouldn't necessarily have learned as much as we did, as exponentially as we did. That now like this episode is like, I think leaps and bounds better, and 4 or 5 months from now those will be even better than this.
So true.
So like, I think that's where the perfectionism like stops me from growing, because I'm like, oh, like it's not good enough to be seen, when like,
And then you just don't let people perceive it.
yeah, and so then like I'm not any closer to the goals that I've made, and I'm also not, I'm like stunting my own growth because I'm not growing really. There's only so much growth that can happen when only your opinion is being given.
Yeah, it's like a feedback
Loop. Yeah, it's like an echo chamber. And so there's no like new perspectives. Like even with like the sound on this stuff, my friend Arjun, shout out, hey, he was like, he's a fan, and I think that's also insane. But he was like, oh, the censoring, the beeping in that episode is too loud. I was like, great. I wouldn't have caught that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like
we weren't listening for that.
Yeah. And so like stuff like that, we only learn once we get other perspectives in on it. And I think that's what like doing this is helping me learn in other aspects of my life, that like it's actually never that deep.
Yeah.
You can just like allow it to live and breathe a life of its own after you've like birthed it.
That's so good. That's good advice for like any skill. I feel like this podcast is really helping me be a beginner at something.
Yeah.
And like, because I feel like I don't think I'm at the like perfectionist. Well, I wouldn't call myself a perfectionist, but I like to be at a certain like above average caliber at something before I let it be perceived.
Oh.
So it's like a notch down for perfectionism.
Yeah.
But
the
like
Indian American experience, the model minority myth.
yeah.
Yeah.
But like the first few like shorts I put out, some of the lighting was off. Some like some things didn't align, like things like that. I was like, people are gonna see that. It's fine. Like, no one's gonna die.
Yeah, yeah. It's never.
And it's like, it's low stakes till it's not, and I hope it's not one day. But like,
Yeah.
for now, like this is the learning curve, and the curve starts from the bottom, and it goes up however fast it goes up. But like, yeah, I think having that curve be at the bottom and having me know what? I know nothing.
Yeah.
And I'm still churning stuff out
Yeah.
for it to be perceived. Like that's kind of scary, but not as scary as doing nothing.
Yeah. Like
That's really scary. Like, I don't know, the years going by and you have like nothing to, not even show for it, but like show for it for myself.
yeah, like nothing. Yeah.
No growth.
Yeah. I feel like that I've been thinking about a lot too. Like what's scarier, doing something new or staying exactly the same?
Yeah.
There's so much growing that I'm now excited to do. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
At my big age. Like I used to think that, and obviously like, people younger than us think that like, oh my God, 27 is so old.
Yeah.
You're so old. And I also thought that like when I was even like
18,
24,
19. Yeah.
like 27 felt like
Every single like moment we got to, we were like, oh, but there's still.
there's tons of time.
Yeah.
And like, God willing, there is tons of time.
Yeah.
You know, like we're only in our 20s. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like there's so much life left to live.
And
Hopefully.
not all of that life has to be set already. Like I
Yeah.
think I had some like image of my parents where
Yeah.
they were already set because they were set in their careers.
Yeah.
And they very much liked it, so they stuck with it. But that's not everyone's story. And I think that I thought that's what being an adult is. It is having a job and having a house and having kids.
Yeah.
And like having it all together.
Yeah.
Which like they didn't have it all together, but they, for me, left the impression that they had it together.
Yeah.
And in a lot of ways they did.
Yeah.
So,
But I think like flip side, we also have things together in ways that our parents did not.
That's true.
At their age. Like they gave us the freedom to figure out what our dreams are and then actively pursue them, you know?
yeah.
Like they didn't get that. And
They didn't even get a choice. Like we got a choice in like what to major in, what to
yeah.
have our extracurriculars be. Like there were all these choices we got
Yeah.
to like mold ourselves
Yeah.
that they didn't get.
Yeah. And like I think my parents especially, like having a kid go get a music degree is like just like kind of crazy. Like it's
in like the Asian culture.
yeah, especially like where we grew up, 60% brown, like brown Indian brown. Like it's super competitive and like I felt like I had to hold myself to such an insane standard academically and also like musically and then like all of these things.
It was like a double life.
Sure. Yeah, I mean, sure. I think it's like the way that mom and dad like fully stood by. They were like, okay, you're great at music. You really, you love
That's
it.
you. Yeah.
Do it. Just make sure you have other you have other ideas on like what you can be
Yeah.
beyond like a musician. And now like even that has been, they're like, okay, you want to be a musician? Go do it.
Yeah.
Do it.
This is so good for the plot.
It's
I'm very excited for you.
I am also excited. I feel like I'm gonna pee and poop. I'm so scared. You know, like when dogs get like really scared and they
Okay,
just pee their pants. Like that's how I feel.
I'm so excited. I just feel like I'm gonna pee on the ground.
That's how I feel. Yeah. So, you know, I think like yeah.
Yep.
Like the way that our parents have, we are, I think, more aware of who we are at our age than they were when they were our age.
That's true.
Yeah.
Yeah. You only get that with a certain level of freedom.
And support.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What are some other things that you thought would be different at this age?
Definitely didn't think I would still be living with my parents.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I actually really love living with my parents.
Yeah.
And I'm actually like super grateful that like I got this time to
With them.
live with them because like my life is going to change soon and like that means I'm not going to be living with my parents and like I'm going to hopefully like get married and have kids and stuff and like as that part of my life picks up like I'm not going to be able to live with my parents anymore but I got this time to do that so I'm like super grateful about it. I really enjoy it.
Yeah. I think a lot of people our age are kind of doing that now, or it's more heard of to work from home or just be living at home with your parents because of financial stuff like how our country is right now. Please, when we grow up, why is it like this? But anyway, I kind of like that it's getting more normalized because when are you ever going to get time like this?
Yeah, and where's the shame? Like, to be honest, our people in India, like women especially, they live with their parents until they get married and then they live with their husband.
Yeah.
Like, I don't think that's
obviously that's because you can't get independence, blah, blah, blah. Yeah.
Yeah, like there's a lot of other things that are going on that are negative, but like there's no shame in living with your parents.
Yeah, it's a much more collective society.
Yeah, and it's like great. And like I think
and there's a lot of good that comes from being independent.
Yeah. For sure.
But there's also, it makes life a lot more isolated too.
Yeah.
It's nice, I think, that we're getting a mix of this.
Yeah. Yeah.
in our 20s.
Yeah. Which are not over.
No.
We have tons of time left.
But like, I don't care that we're in our late 20s. Technically late 20s. It's a good place to be. I'm still miles ahead of what I was when I was 23, 24. I'm way less confused about what I want to be doing, about who I am.
Yeah, for sure.
Time is good. Aging is good.
And yeah. God is good, bro. Like,
Yeah.
seriously.
Yeah.
I feel good about it, especially because, like, now the life that I live is so, I mean, maybe I overcorrected, but it's definitely, like, a much more sustainable life than the way that I was living, which was, like, detrimental to, I think, every aspect of myself. Like, my health was suffering. My, like, mental health was suffering. I felt like I wasn't, like, maturing and, like, thinking, you know, I wasn't being considerate of myself, and then that turned into not really being considerate of other people. Like, I just felt like I was like kind of stuck. And now at 27, I'm like, wow, I'm so like proud of the growth.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like I actually really like all of the things that I am capable of doing now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't expect my friend circle to get so small, but I don't think it's a bad thing. I just always assumed I would be around so many people the way we were around people in high school and in college.
Yeah.
And I don't know if that's necessarily, I like all the people who are in my life now. Like there's so much peace, and I love my friends.
Yeah.
But I wish we weren't so far apart.
Yeah, I agree. That's changing though.
Yeah, I think that changes from when you leave your parents' house. Like, I think that's definitely suffering from living with my parents.
Yeah. I'm not enough for you.
Here we go.
You don't miss me?
Yeah.
Love me?
You actually
You don't love me?
we hadn't seen each other for 6 weeks, which is like, it's like not even a big deal. It's like literally I don't even think about when we don't see each other, but we hadn't seen each other for some time. And I was like, so did you miss me when I picked her up
I was like, no.
We talk every day, she said. And I was like, yeah. We talk every day, but sometimes we're like working, right? And I'm like, well, we haven't hung out in some time. She's like, what the hell does that mean?
It's a good bit. It's just so fucking annoying.
Yeah, it's a fantastic bit. Oh, it's one of my favorites. Oh, when she has given me COVID.
Yeah, I have. Given her
both
COVID.
times I've gotten COVID, I've literally caught it
was
from
patient
Preeti.
zero. Yeah.
Thanks.
My bad.
And this is like psychotic, I think. I feel a little like.
Yeah, I was actually like, whatever it is, it's either psychotic or sociopathic, whichever one.
Oh yeah, both of which, like, that's not PC. Like, we should probably not be saying that,
Okay,
but
yeah, that's true.
it's something.
It was crazy
because
we have masks on.
we were just sitting, and then you were here for another week,
Oh yeah.
and we were going to be quarantined for that week, and I didn't have any symptoms yet.
Yeah.
And so I was like, oh, okay, like, you're going to have to be quarantined, and we're not going to be able to hang out even though we're in the same
That's what it
house.
was.
And I obviously, like, that sucks. It's not like I was bummed about it, but I wasn't like, this is the worst thing that's ever happened. But then I was like, how do I make this funny? So I was sitting, and the thing that's like psychotic is that I fake cry. The jig is up. I can't do this now to other people, but like actually taught me how to do it.
Both of you are crazy. You know who you are. Crazy.
And I think it's really funny. I think, like, already I cry so much. It already makes people uncomfortable crying, seeing people cry in general. But it's so funny to me when people like react a certain way when you're crying. I get my rocks off on it.
What?
So we're sitting in my room, and I start fake crying, and I've already said some like insane shit because I'm like annoying her, and then I'm like fake crying, and I'm like, do you
Until
always...
then, I was like, come on, this is just a bit. Haha. Then she starts crying. I'm like, huh? Oh, this is for real. Like, I've upset her.
And Preeti has never made me cry.
No, I was like, are we serious right now? Like, I was half pissed off. I was like, are you serious? And the other half, I was like,
wait, but she wasn't pissed off at me for crying. She was just
no. I was pissed off at the
because of
reason for crying.
Yeah, because I was like, do you always get sick when you come hang out with me because you don't want to spend time with me?
Look how smug she is. She's so irritating.
It's just so insane. Like, that's such an insane thing for anybody to be thinking.
Yeah.
And like, whatever.
No, we stand by it.
Yeah,
That's
actually,
crazy.
don't do that. That's weird. So like, I'm sitting there and I'm like fake crying about it, and this is like we have masks on, right? And
I was like,
and then and I think like I have to at that time I have to like be really like on, because I have to think like, at what point does this no longer become funny? Like at what point do I reveal that haha, this was a joke, and they don't get mad at me? So I was like watching you, and then Preeti was like,
yeah, I didn't know what to do.
yeah, which was
I was shocked.
also so funny. And then I was like, just kidding.
Yeah, she's like, just kidding.